How are you guys doing? It is Tuesday, September 29th, 2020, I here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to take you through the elite performances, and of course, the elite performance of yesterday's games. And to start off with it, I'm going to take you to the biggest performance and the biggest event of the night. The Tampa Bay Lightning were able to beat the Dallas Stars 2-0 yesterday, as they were able to win the series against the Dallas Stars 4-2 to officially win the Stanley Cup. Of course, a big win because this Tampa Bay Lightning team is actually really stacked from top to bottom. I don't know a lot about hockey, but I did kind of know that. Tampa Bay Lightning, incredible game. I guess in the first period they were able to get a PowerPoint play with Braden Point, assist from Kucherov, and then Blake Coleman would get the goal in the second period to put them up. The Dallas Stars would come close in the third period, but they wouldn't do it. But amazing season from the Tampa Bay Lightning, and it was an impressive run, making it from the East, making the only team out of the Montreal bubble. They made it all the way to the Stanley Cup final. They were able to win it in six. And I know a lot of players, and I know that this franchise, and I know the city of Tampa Bay is really, really ecstatic. Congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Jumping to the NFL, of course, there was Monday Night Football being played, and this would be between the two recent NFL MVPs, Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, both of whom I have considered elite quarterbacks. Our Apple profiles on. But in this game, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Baltimore Ravens 34-20 in a game that the Chiefs kind of had control of for basically the whole game. But looking at how the Baltimore Ravens did, their elite quarterback Lamar Jackson would complete 15 of his 28 passes for 98 yards through the air with a touchdown. On the ground, he added 83 yards, giving him 180 total scrimmage yards on the day. And looking at how they did through the air, J.K. Dobbins was their leading receiver with 38 yards on 4 receptions. Looking at how their defense fared, Jalen Ferguson would pick up a fumble. Chuck Clark would finish with 10 tackles, leading the team. Looking out to how their other players did. Calais Campbell, their defensive end, would finish with 4 tackles on the night. Jumping out to the Kansas City Chiefs, their elite quarterback Patrick Mahomes would complete 31 of his 42 passes for 385 yards and 4 touchdowns, including some amazing highlights. On the ground, Clyde Edwards-Helaire would finish with 64 yards and 20 carries. Patrick Mahomes would also add 26 yards on the ground and a touchdown to give him a total of 411 yards and 5 touchdowns on the day for Kansas City. On the receiving end, Travis Kelce, their elite tight end, would finish with 87 yards on 6 receptions. Mecole Hardman, their receiver, would finish with 81 yards and 4 receptions and a touchdown. Their elite wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, would finish with 77 yards on 5 receptions and 1 touchdown. On the defensive side of the ball, Juan Thornhill would lead the team with 6 tackles on the day. Chris Jones would finish with 2 sacks on the day. And with this win, the Kansas City Chiefs are now 3-0 on the season as the Baltimore Ravens drop down to 2-1 with this 34-20 loss. So that's what's been going on in the NFL. Looking out to the WNBA, just to give you an update as to the situation in the playoffs over there. Game 5 of the WNBA semifinals between the Connecticut Sun and the Las Vegas Aces will happen at 7:30. And jumping into what's been going on in the soccer, jumping out to the Premier League, Liverpool was able to beat Arsenal 3-1. Lacazette would score the only goal for Arsenal. Sadio Mane, Liverpool's elite forward, would finish the goal on the day. Liverpool would beat them 3-1 to give them 3 more points in the Premier League. A big win early on. That was the only big game from one of the top tier clubs that I mentioned. Of course, there were other big games as well, but looking out to today's performances, Tottenham Hotspur played Chelsea in the English Carabao Cup matchup at 2:45. That's going to be a pretty big match, especially with Tottenham Hotspur getting Gareth Bale back and Chelsea starting to form their own little young core with Timo Werner leading the way, and I think he's going to get the start today. But also jumping out to MLB just to show you what's going on to start the playoffs. Day 1 is officially today. It'll be all American League playoff matches for the wild card. The first game will be between the Houston Astros and the Minnesota Twins. In this 3-6 matchup, it'll be at 2:00. Zach Greinke for the Houston Astros will take on Kenta Maeda of the Minnesota Twins. At 3:00, one game after. The Astros and the Twins are going to play on ABC. At 3 o'clock, it'll be the matchup between the Chicago White Sox and the Oakland Athletics. It'll be the 2 versus 7 matchup on ESPN. Lucas Giolito is going to take the mound to start for the Chicago White Sox, and Jesus Luzardo is going to take the start for the Oakland A's. Looking out to 5 o'clock, the Toronto Blue Jays are going to take on the Tampa Bay Rays on TBS as Matt Shoemaker takes on Blake Snell. And at 7 o'clock, the New York Yankees are going to take on the Cleveland Indians on ESPN as Garrett Cole, the New York Yankees' elite starting pitcher, is going to take on Shane Bieber, the Cleveland Indians starting pitcher, who is named, I think, the MLB Triple Crown leader, leading in ERA, wins, and strikeouts. So that's going to be an amazing performance. So that's what's on the schedule for today. And then looking out to the NBA, just to give you an update, Game 1 of the NBA Finals between the 5th seed of the East, Miami Heat, and the 1st seed in the West, Los Angeles Lakers, is going to take place tomorrow, Wednesday, September 30th at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on ABC. And with that said, I really appreciate you for listening to all 5-6 minutes of this piece. Once again, it is Tuesday, September 29th, 2020. Thank you once again for hearing my piece. Have a great day, and peace out.